The next day, I woke up with Cheese by my side. I thought to myself, how I missed you, Chester. I wish you were human again. Before Chester became Cheese in Kerantin, felt the stung from the forest queen. And before the silence of the woods deepened and Chester's voice was lost beneath fur and whiskers, there was the Kerantin. The Kerantin wasn't a place, it was felt, with such blissful beauty, magic and peace. Protected in calm is water when flowing through the ocean there, alongside a hill, a house set at the top of the forest, like a camel's hump in the normal sense. It was something older, born from the roots of the forest itself. It stood crookedly among black-bark trees, its chimney always puffing with strange green smoke. The roof was covered in moss that shifted like it breathed, and its windows never showed reflections, only what the forest wanted Corey to see. The storm that night didn't come from the sky. It came from the woods. Winds howled through the Kerantin's twisted walls, shaking books off crooked shelves. Candles hissed and flared blue. Chester stood in the library, one hand on the ancient grimoire that had opened on its own, pages flipping violently like something wanted out.
I told you not to touch that book, Corey snapped. This place is wrong, Chester. That book is wrong. It called my name, Corey. It knows something, Chester said. No, stop it. Please get out of my head, Corey pleaded, in a low, weary voice. Help me. Dang it, Corey. I know you're in there. You've got to fight it, man. Do you hear me? You're not listening anymore, Chester. You're changing. This house, it's changing you, Corey said. No, Corey whispered as he slammed the book shut. Chester, desperate me out, Chester.
Corey always said the place gave him chills. It watches me, Corey, he'd mutter. That door blinked again. But Corey would laugh it off, too used to its whispers, its ever-moving bookshelves, and the clock that ticked backward whenever someone told a lie. They lived there together. Two boys tangled in mystery, one bound to magic, the other just trying to understand it before it kills, placing two friends by pact of blood in souls' secrets untold. But the Kerantin had its own plans. It saw Chester. It saw his doubt, his fear, and maybe something else. A soul too curious for its own good. The fire had long died in the hearth. Only moonlight spilled across the warped wood of the Kerantin study, painting silver shadows that moved even when nothing else did. Corey couldn't sleep. Cheese, his cat, his companion, had vanished again. The door creaked by itself, and the mirrors were fogging even though the air was dry. Something was wrong. Again. He wandered through the narrow hallways barefoot, following a soft thump beneath the floor. Not a mouse, not a creak. A knock. It came from under the rug. Corey knelt, pulling the frayed edges aside. The floorboard there looked older than the rest, splintered, scratched like someone had tried to claw their way out. He pried it up. A puff of stale air hissed from the crack. Beneath it, I noticed a pale, old black book. Was a journal, thin, brittle, and bound with evil secrets and souls. The cover was carved with a woman I didn't recognize. An old woman with no soul, no love, and no heart. He opened it slowly. The ink was faded, but readable. The handwriting wasn't anyone they recognized. Why would someone leave this here? I said. Was someone else's here before us? They thought to themselves. I look, hearing something in another room. I got up, taking the book with me. I go into the hallway. Hello, is anyone here? I walk over towards a door. I reach to grab it, placing my hand on the knob, twisting it, pulling it slowly open. I walked inside, seeing a mirror swing around. I froze when it stopped. The witches spoke to me through the mirror, not in words, but images. Visions, they burned into the back of my eyes. They said I must choose. Give yourself to the Queen Witch, or lose Chester to the woods and the Lord Queen forever. Corey's thoughts grew shocked at what's to come. The deaths, the battles of Salem and Kerantin. Through the mirror, the witch seemed to say, "They do not like outsiders. If Cheese climbs onto my shoulder, he will be marked. He calls himself a warlock, so full of questions and suspicion. That threatens the Kerantin. They've marked him. But there is another way." Then she disappears. The next page was splattered with something. Rusty, dry. Blood? I told myself. Tonight I will perform the ritual. I opened the passage under the floor and let the house show me the altar. The boy never saw it coming. The witches needed a familiar, someone loyal and close to Corey. Chester is no longer Chester. The cat is born. His name is Cheese now, though he does not know why. He'll remember bits and pieces. At night, he'll scratch words into the walls and try to warn Corey until the woods erase what's left. When he forgets who he was, the real magic begins. Then the forest will take Corey too.
Cheese, Corey whispered. No, Chester. You remember, don't you? The mirror, the woods, the night we got lost. They changed you. They turned you into this. You have to fight it. I'm still here, Chester. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know.
You let them take me. No, Corey choked. I didn't know. The house, the witches, they used me. They used us. The woods are calling me again. They want you next. Then we'll fight them. Together. I'm not losing you again.
But the Kerantin trembled. The walls groaned, and every mirror in the house cracked at once. The woods were awake now, and they were listening. The floorboards bled. Chester, Corey whispered. I'm not Chester anymore.
The air in the Kerantin thickened, charged with the scent of wet soil and rotting blood. Corey ran as he stumbled into the library, desperate to find answers. The journal was still open, pages fluttering like they were being turned by unseen fingers. But now a hidden section had revealed itself. Pages stuck together had curled apart, revealing a thin parchment with symbols carved in blood. The heading, the familiar binding, failed variant, rebirth through bloodline. And beneath it, if the vessel, the cat, resists its purpose, the spell will seek the caster's blood to complete its evolution. The familiar becomes not a servant, but a vessel of memory, pain, and inheritance. It feeds on blood ties. It becomes kin to the cursed. Corey's hands trembled. The ink twisted on the page, forming new words. Your family made the pact, Corey. Not you, but your blood still pays the price.
Never go into the witch ground, boy. That land remembers things we tried to bury. We didn't leave because we held a pact. Sudden cry from the library. A beast?
Your blood broke the seal, not mine. You were always meant to be the offering. No, I won't let them take me nor you, Chester.
And the ritual wasn't over. Later that night, Corey flipped to the back of the journal. A final page had appeared, written in newer ink. To break the pact, The blood must choose fire over root, love over lineage. But know this, if the gate remains open when the sun touches the hollow tree, the queen and her titans will rise fully, and the woods will never sleep again. The forest was no longer silent. At first it was just a shiver through the leaves, a whisper under the moonlight. But then the earth trembled, subtle at first, like a heartbeat skipping. Corey got up, running out of the house. He stood outside the Kerantin, clutching the journal, eyes darting toward the thick woods. The house behind him seemed to pulse with a sick glow, its walls breathing in time with his pounding heart. Suddenly, a crack split the night. From the dark soil, something broke free. The ground burst open in a twisted bloom of shattered roots and blackened stone. A hulking form emerged. The Titan.
Its skin was bark and granite, veins like rivers of molten tar. Eyes like smoldering coals flickered beneath a crown of twisted branches. Wherever it stepped, plants withered, air chilled, and shadows thickened. It inhaled deeply. The forest itself seemed to exhale with it. And with that breath came a wave of ancient power, raw and terrible. This is just the beginning. The gate is opening. The queen will rise.
Behind the Titan, the woods warped and twisted, trees bending unnaturally, roots grasping like fingers to the sky. Corey's hands shook, the journal heavy in his grip. From the darkness, a familiar hiss cut through the cold air. Chester stepped forward, fur bristling, eyes glowing with fierce defiance. "You are not the one who calls to me."
You are more than you know. You are the forest's blood now. Embrace the wild. Become what you were meant to be.
Your resistance is fleeting, it said, voice like rustling leaves. You belong to the Kerantin, to the Queen of Salem, to the root and bone. I belong to Corey, Cheese growled, claws digging into stone, and I will not be your pawn.
Join us. Become one with the root. Let go of the boy you once were. Corey's distant voice, faint words of hope, resistance and ritual echoing on the wind.
You are mine, familiar. Your blood, your pain, your fury, it feeds me. Help me burn the Kerantin, destroy the false hope of Corey and Tracy, tear down Salem's fragile peace.